All right, cool. Welcome back, guys. We've captured all the rats that were wreaking havoc on our mainframe, and we are back live right now, just in time to do a little shoulder tap with Mick. I am Jack. Mick, how you doing today?
Hey, pretty good, Jack. Nice to be on with you again. How are you?
I'm good, and great job to Gabe for getting things back up real quick. Ultimately, Mick, when you're streaming things to YouTube, a little behind the scenes here, we have three computers that are actually running this show, but only one can stream to YouTube. And that one, our software on it, got this wheel of death and crashed. But we're back. So I'm
Ooh,
doing good. Doing great.
okay. All
Um,
right. Yeah.
yeah.
I know you guys had tech difficulties right before I hopped on, and then I thought I was going to have some too. I was talking when I joined into the server, and nobody was hearing me, but I guess Gabe had me muted out by default. Doesn't want to hear anything from me.
Very nice. Yeah. How's the trade going today? House counts up a little bit. How are the other
Yeah.
underfunded traders faring?
Yes, it's a nice day. I'm happy to share. We got some good P&Ls to be talking about, and I am most excited about Coach DBA Dakota. I've been, writing down on my little note card here, everything I want to talk about today and the people that are doing well. And I've had to cross out P&L next to Dakota's name a number of times. Most recently, like a minute before coming on and starting the segment. He's up 20,000 big ones today, Jack.
Ooh.
So I'm sure that's being shared and circulated through the chat and whatnot with the live trader updates and stuff like that. But heck of a day for Dakota. Happy to see him on the gravy train this morning. While he's the top dog, we've got some other big ones. Hung Chen up 10,500. We've got Daniel up 10,400. And Jack, we're going to talk about Daniel here on the first trading card. He has had what JD would call a little bit of a heater on some back-to-back big trading days. I know I gave him a shout out yesterday. He had extended yesterday's profits, so looking really nice to start the week off here so far. And then Augustin's up 4,000 in his live account. Kai Chun up 6,800. We've got Eric up 3,800. Nicholas up 5,000. And then happy to share we got Faye. She's having another $6,000 day. So this is all good stuff. We will get into some more good stuff with the trading cards. But Jack, you may want to hear about what happened with Susan yesterday.
I am loading the admin. I started right at the beginning of when we came on. Is just
So this whole Susan story from yesterday, I'll be upfront and frank. It's a little bit of bullshit here, Jack. When we were on yesterday talking about Susan, she was up about 11,800. She said she was going to call it quits once she got back to, if she gave back some of those profits, and end the day up 8,000. Now, she stayed in this trade that she had on. I'm in the middle of a risk meeting in the afternoon, only to hear an OF. Us risk managers, we have meetings, we have other stuff throughout the day other than having our eyes glued. Guess what happened to Susan yesterday?
it just when people were commenting that my face froze there, I was frozen in horror because that was the moment that the trade report from yesterday populated and I saw what transpired here.
Yeah.
I don't want to dwell on it. Can
Let
I just say go
go.
ahead.
Yeah. Oh,
I'll
no,
say
no,
something
no.
here. Let's give it out here. Susan at one point was flat up $17,500.
Yeah. 18 grand.
Yes, and finished the day down the DLL again, down 1,000. That's 31 days complete and 30 DLLs.
Yep. So Jack kind of just spilled the beans on what happened yesterday. That is a total screw up on Susan's part. She didn't do what she said she was going to do. And unfortunately, the markets, turned around while, we had our focus and concentration on other things, discussing other topics. But I'll tell you, I asked Ben, our other risk manager, to reach out to Susan and talk about, what the hell happened. We expect our traders, any trader, you have to have accountability. You've got to stick by what you say you're going to do. While the trading is all done on the screens now and not on the floor, the Chicago Board of Trade was founded on integrity, and the slogan, "My word is my bond," held true very much so during the pit trading era, and it still should. So if we've got a trader up 11,800 that then goes up to about 17,500, says she's going to end the day up 8,000, and then goes down $1,000 on the day for about an $18,500 swing. That's disgusting. That's poor money management. That is gambling. And I'll tell you, I asked Ben to reach out to her. He did. She's locked out of her account right now for today. There's a cooling off period, and we let her know that, if she's going to tell us she's going to do something, we expect her to do it. Same goes for everybody. We are here to let traders take advantage of the opportunity that TopStep gives, but the risk team, our job is to keep people in these live accounts as long as possible. We don't want money to get lost to the markets. We want to help traders become better traders. You're in control. We kind of have secondary controls around that. So we shut her down for today. We told her, look, this is unacceptable. You can't ever do this again. Stick to your guns. Don't get emotional. Don't be treating this as gambling. And I also went as far as saying, you know what? With everything that's been happening in this account, let her know that we would much rather just close the account down, send her remaining balance, as opposed to watching her bleed out, the $33,000 or so that she has left day in and day out, $1,000 at a time, because it's just not working. She found some short-term success and she's not managing the account well. I'd much rather see that money in her pocket than it going to the markets, because at this rate, she doesn't have any control of her trading. So I wanted to just add that piece. We'll see how things go. We did make some adjustments on the account. She did come up with, and I don't actually really like this that much, she came up with a $3,000 daily profit target. It's not the profits or a low profit target. Like, I shouldn't say that's low. That's a pretty good day. But 3,000, I kind of think that's BS too. I've said BS a lot, and I've been using some swear words this week since I've been on. But anyways, just wanted to point that out to everybody. Don't be Susan. Don't do that. Lock in your profits. Do what you say you're going to do, and don't get emotional in the trading. If you set guidelines for yourself while you're up money, stick to those guidelines. You frame those out with a clear mind and a better head on your shoulders than you do when things start going south. If you predetermine what you need to do, just do it and walk away. There's nothing wrong with walking up 8,000. Hell, that's a really good day, being up 8,000. But you don't have an $18,500 swing. Anyways, Jack, let's move on.
We'll move on. I don't even understand how she did that. I'm looking at the NQ yesterday and trying to see how you lose $18,000 after noon on a max of 5 contracts, and I don't even see how you can do that. That's 200 points.
A lot of bad decisions that I would just chalk that up as like pulling the lever on the slot machine over and over and over and over and over and over again. Anyways, let's talk about some good stuff. Can we cue up Daniel's card? I mentioned Daniel was up $10,500 today. That is following a $23,000 winning day yesterday. So back-to-back days, 2 winning days. He's right around $34,000. So, man, does it feel good to be able to mention that after talking about the trader we were speaking of formerly. So Daniel's, this is all good stuff out of Daniel. I really like what I'm seeing here. Yesterday and today were definitely his biggest breaks in his trading, the best stuff we've seen thus far. Daniel's got only 11 days in the trading account so far. Net P&L, and this doesn't even include the $10,500 today, which will goose this net P&L. He's sitting right around $2,100, $2,200 on average per day. Best day was yesterday, the 2,300 and 23,000 and change. His worst day, it's just hitting daily loss limits. Average winning day pans out to be a little over 10,000, just under 11,000 bucks. Average losing day just below the $3,000 daily loss limit. Now, he's putting up only 50% winning trades with roughly a 1-to-1 risk reward, doing anywhere from 1 to 9 contracts, and only taking 10 trades a day. With the 1 to 9 contracts, he's scaling in one lot at a time, amassing up to a position size of 9 contracts. So that's something I really, really like. And, from what I'm seeing here from this trade report, and today speaks for it, yesterday speaks for it, he's someone that can take a nice bite out of the market. So I like that. You don't have to have a huge percent winning days as long as your average winning day is bigger than your average losing day, and you're limiting yourself with a daily loss limit. Now, I would like to see him not hit that daily loss limit, because he has had in these today's day 12, trade report shows 11 days because it's only up to yesterday. He had a 4-day losing streak there. 4 days at $3,000 daily loss limit. It's 12 grand. It's also his account balance low, $12,000. Now, he's pretty much carved out new account balance highs, which we always cheer for, clap for. But for those of you that, will risk up to your daily loss limit, you got to be careful of stringing together a few of those losing days. Because like I said, that 4-day streak at $12,000 in losses, at one point, that was his minimum account balance. So, had he strung together 4 more losing days or fiddled around and then strung together 4 more losing days, the account would either be closed or he'd have his back against the wall. Not a way you want to position yourself, because we always want to live to trade another day and give ourselves more swings at the plate, as they say.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel's trading. This is savage, man. Like, he's really taking the winners. Like, I like the frequency with which I'm okay with him losing $3,000 if his average, what's his average winning day you have on there? $10,000. I mean, he's taking big chunks out. You mentioned that streak. There's really only one day in this report that I have a problem with, in which he was flat.
I know which one it is.
Yep.
October 8th.
Flat up close to $7,000 and ends with a DLL of minus 3K. Given the size of the account, 10K is too big a swing to be taking there. We all make mistakes. It's not something. What I like is on a lot of the other days, he's good at leaving at the highs. That 23 grand day, that was the high water mark. 10,000 day high water mark. It was just that one day that maybe got a little over his skis. But if he can keep up this sort of ratio, he's going to do really well. This is a great card.
Yeah, that was a pretty active day for him, that October 8th, where he had the $9,700 swing. Definitely not what we want to be seeing. It kind of goes back to the Susan conversation. I think probably what happened there was a certain bias as far as the direction goes. And, if you once see the shiny bright lights of, big $7,000 winning day, and you do have a strong bias, you tend to separate your desire for profits from your money management. And, you might be sitting there thinking, it's going to turn around. It's going to turn around. I once had 7,000 in it. I could easily have 10,000 in it. But I knew you were going to call that out, Jack. Anyways, this is a shout out to Daniel. I'm very happy for him today, yesterday. What a hell of a week to say you're up, 30 something grand on the week.
Yeah. Great job. Well, Mick, we only have a little bit of time left because of that delay from the beginning. Why don't we do one more card and we'll save the next for tomorrow?
Okay. Why don't we just go over to Eric? I do want to touch on Luke tomorrow, but we'll talk about Eric here a little bit. Let me queue up his trade report. I wanted to showcase Eric for a couple reasons. He's having a good day today, up $3,800 in his account. It's not his biggest winning day, but it's a pretty big day for him. It's one of his larger winning days. It's double what his average winning day is. So I was very happy to, give him the shout out for that. But I also wanted to say today's day 86 in the live account for Eric, which is a good long run. And, you know, a lot of people would look at the average daily P&L of $200 and be like, oh, that's not that much. Yeah, sure. It's pretty easy to make or lose $1,000 or four figures, you know, trading one lots on any given day. But to average $200 a day over 85, 86 days is very, very impressive to me. This is the type of trading, and it's not even that he's a small trader, Jack. You can see that on the trade report. You know, he's got four-figure swings to the upside, four-figure swings to the downside. And just with the way he manages his days and his trades, it just pans out to an average daily P&L of $200, which, again, over 85, 86 days is pretty darn nice on the profitability side. So I like what we got here. I'd like to see that average losing day is smaller than the average winning day. I like that he's only taking 3.5 trades per day and trading small too, 1 to 3 lots. Like I said, 1 lots, you can still have those four-figure swings.
Mm-hmm.
The risk reward is fine at 1 to 5. The 62% winning days is good, 57% winning trades. I mean, these are kind of recipes for success, and you got to look at the winning days and make sure that that's, you know, above 50 if you're going to be risking more on your average losing day. So, you know, overall, this is another shout out that I've got here, and I'm very happy for him. 85 days, 86 days in the live account, and, you know, doing well. Really, I know you were going to say something really quickly. We a lot of the time talk about how traders, and you especially, it's something that you get fixated on, rightfully so. It's these traders who do not lock in winning days and let these big winning days or significant winning days turn into losing days. I wasn't seeing a lot of that here with Eric. So he's not turning good days into bad days. And actually, there were a lot of days that he was down money and he grounded it out to turn things around. And I really like that. That's kind of, you know, a rare thing to see, to the point where I just thought it was worth mentioning. I'd love to see him take some more payouts. I think he's only got, I shouldn't say only, he's got 10,000 in payouts so far. So I kind of take that back. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Yeah, 85 days is huge, and I like how he's kind of manages risk. I can see early on in the account, he was kind of playing with a lower loss limit, keeping it really tight. He has expanded a little bit, and that would be my one word of caution here, is that $200 a day when you are taking these, let's say, $6,000 swings. Like it's not unusual here to see like a minus 3K day or a plus 3K, is you're kind of playing on a little tricky margin there, because with the account, like, you're good now and you've taken a payout, but you can wipe out that average P&L of $200 a day for 85 days with 5 or 6 DLLs. So either I think you gotta be making more money on that or size down. What I mean is, like, there's a little bit too much dispersion recently to justify like $200 a day profit. Like, if I went to a firm and said, this is how I'm going to trade day to day and what you can expect is $200, they'd be like, I don't think that that's a good investment of our capital. So you're doing well, but until you can kind of use that size to increase your stats like that, you can get the same results sizing down a little bit and be much safer in your account. So that's all I would do, but I don't want to take away that this is a shoulder tap. 85 days is huge, and averaging $200 a day over 85 days is big. So great job getting here.
I'm happy you added that, Jack. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that also, you know, with everything that you said, there's an opportunity for Eric here to like look at his trading metrics and see where he can make some subtle tweaks and stuff like that. Because if you're surviving 85 days and you're profitable, you make small tweaks like that, you go another 85 days, you're going to see a big impact on the bottom line if you extrapolate that over another 85 days. So good call there. I'm happy. That was great.
All right, Mick. Well, thanks for these palate cleansers. We'll be back with that third card tomorrow. But for now, stick around, everybody, because we got group coaching coming up next with JD, and David Green is in the house. David Green will also be back later for Power Hour with Dakota. It's going to be a jamboree. And in between at 1, we have Dolby, Stanley P, and KV will be here for some patience at 1. So stick around. The stream is back live. Topstep TV lives on for another few hours. We'll see you right after this.
afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome back. It's group coaching time. We got David Green here. We've got some of your questions. We had a form pin in the chat and the last stream that we were running. Actually, let me go find that link again and I'll throw it in the chat for you guys. But we got a couple questions, not a whole lot, but there's still plenty to talk about today. Hang on, I'm going to throw this link in the chat right now. David, how you doing today?
Doing great, JD. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. The form is now in the chat. Go ahead and give that a click if you have a question for David Green. All right, David, how are we doing in the markets today? I see a green P&L up there. Can't really see what the number is, but what have you been working on today?
Not a lot of setups, but there were a couple of good ones that did set up. NQs. I want to talk about this for a couple minutes if we can, because this is something that if we could recognize that it usually ends up being a really good trade. It happened yesterday. It happens quite a lot, but this is the NQs from early today. And if we look about, I don't know what time this is, right around this time, you can see all this price action that we have right around the 203.50 level, 203.50 level. And when we broke that right here, that 203.50 level, that's what led to this. So if we could recognize when we have some price action and we break through that price action, I like to go in the same direction that we're going. I mean, this was like a 150-point move. I'm not going to take 150 points out of it. But I like to call that a momentum trade. You know, when we break a level that we've tested a few times and we finally get below it, usually it's going to lead to lower lows. And if it's on the upside, it leads to higher highs. So that was something to catch for a few points. Then, of course, we got all the way down to one of my favorite trades, right? When the relative strength gets around 20. And this was a little tricky. Actually didn't work the first time we did it. But the second time that we did it, and I want to stick with these things when it happens, this is when we really got the big turnaround. You know, we go to our 1 minute chart, and this was about a 15 RSI at this point. And we got in, you know, right when we saw that first green bar, and we rode that one up a little bit here. Next little setup is when we spiked all the way up to my 65 EMA. That was around 203.49, and we had a nice little pullback from there. Last, I don't know, hour or so, we're kind of just sitting in the middle of nowhere's land. Really not doing much. Kind of boring right now, which is okay. We've had, you know, a crap load of volatility in the last couple of days. But just when you see something like this happening for everybody, instead of looking for a place to buy this, because, you know, any way you tried to buy this, you probably didn't do too well. Try to get on the same side of the trade when we break a nice support level or we have a lot of price action and, you know, see how much you can get out of it on the same side. I know a lot of people, JD, are thinking, okay, where am I buying this? Where am I buying this? Where am I buying this? It should be the exact opposite when we break a big level, unless we have some support levels here, which we didn't have any technical analysis on the way down. So generally speaking, when you see something break that held a few times, try to get on the same side of the trade.
On a day like yesterday, when we had kind of the same exact price action, just on a larger scale, were you playing it the same way? Just wait for this break to end, sit on your hands, wait for the break to end, and then
try to get in on the break when it happens, but then just sit on your hands. If you're not in it, you know, trying to buy something in here, you know, we're not going to do very well. We're probably going to blow up some accounts. So just hang back. And if we look, we didn't get any bounce at all until we got the RSI below 20. Right? We got below 20 here to like 17. We got a nice 20-point bounce. We got below 20 here, and then we had the big giant bounce from there. So if you're not in it long, if you're not in it short, wait for your opportunities for it to get really oversold, and then you jump in.
Yeah. And for clarity, David has described this setup almost every time he's come on the show. But when you see that RSI under 20 or under 30, you need to see that green bar before you jump in to the long side.
Correct.
Because it could stay.
Yes.
What did Warren Buffett say? The market can stay oversold longer than you can stay solvent. Does that sound right?
100%. Yep. 100%. And so quite frankly, if we see that it's staying below for a longer period of time, even like 20 minutes or so, I won't even try, because that makes it very, very difficult to do. You want the quick spike down, get below that, and then have this quick spike up. So if you see something that is oversold for a long period of time, I won't even try to do it, because chances are you'll keep trying to do it and it just won't work. So I walk away and wait for the next trading setup. That's it.
Yep. And Jack is in the chat with the correction. The line is the market could stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. I was thinking about stochastics at the moment.
Well, that's why averaging into trades is never a good idea. Most of the time.
All right, let's dive into some questions. First couple are from Sandy H. Her first question was, what are your best setups, which we just went over. I hope you were paying attention, Sandy. And then a follow-up question is, what do you prefer to trade? Are you always in equities? Are there any other markets? Do you find that your strategy works good in any market, or is it strictly an equities-based?
Well, we're talking about futures now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I still trade stocks. Especially, I look for some swing trades when stocks get really overbought or oversold. Again, we're here to talk about futures, but I was looking at Tesla the other day when it had that big drawdown, and our technicals, we had a 200 EMA on a weekly chart, which is pretty damn strong, and it was around $214. I think we broke it by 14 cents and went up $10 from there. So what we do, and again, Dave Green don't have the holy grail of technical analysis, but it works no matter what I'm looking at. If I could put a chart to something, whether it's equities, whether it's futures, and again, nothing works all the time, right? But equities, futures, our technical analysis works for anything that I can put a chart to. The only thing I haven't tried is what's the crazy one with the pips, JD? The
Forex?
The Forex. That's the only thing I've never tried. I've never tried to trade Forex. It's just not something that I know. So I couldn't tell you if our technical. Yeah, I couldn't tell you if our technicals work for that or not because I've never tried
it. I haven't traded Forex in 20 years, so I really can't even begin to tell you what it's like nowadays, but I wouldn't trust it for the life of me. I wouldn't put personal money into it, that's for sure. If you could find a way to trade prop on Forex, which I don't think you can in America or in the US anyway. Well, let's just move on from that. We're not here to talk about Forex. Exactly. But when I said,
let's put it this way: don't play any game you don't know the rules to. That's the bottom line.
Exactly. And when I mentioned equities earlier, I was alluding to equity index futures, and if you traded other futures markets, crude oil or gold or the yen.
Yes.
These strategies apply to anything you could put a chart on. Yeah.
Yes, I have my watch list here. This is oil. So we trade some oil. We trade the Dow. We trade most all of the equities. Look, my concentration is on the NQs and the ESs. That's probably 90% of our trades. But we'll trade oil at times. We'll trade gold at times if something's setting up technically.
Perfect. All right. Next up, we got a question from Lee. He's got a question about options, actually. Thank you, David, for taking my question. I was wondering how future options trading activity influences futures price action. I'm thinking maybe in the money options. Yeah. Just finishing up. I'm thinking maybe in the money options have a bigger influence, but not sure how big of an effect. Thank you.
That's a great question. Yeah. I have not dabbled into the options world with futures. The couple of times some people in my room have turned me on to it. I think the markets are a little thinner, and don't quote me on it. It's not something that I have done. I could tell you that if I'm going to do it, it's the same thing. It would be like based on my technical analysis. And I'll give you an example. When we were all the way down here, whatever this was, 20207, and I was trading the future options, I would look for the closest thing to expiration, whatever the closest expiration that there is, and the closest to in the money that there is. So then when we get the big move from there, you should start making money very quickly in the options also. Not something I've gone into a lot, but technically I would use the same thing that I use technically on any other chart that I'm looking at. So I would look to get in an option at the closest expiration and the closest strike price when one of my technicals is setting up.
Very good. And if you're looking at the options to trade the futures, the closer to expiration those options are, the more effect that they'll have on the futures market, or on, I should say, futures pricing.
Yeah, the faster it'll move when you're in the money.
All right, thank you for the question, Lee. Next up, we have Alap. Alap says, I'm having trouble holding trades. I bring my stop loss to break even when it's a little green, and then the market comes back and takes me out. How do you hold trades until you get to that profit target? Fear kicks in. Looking for some advice. Thanks, Coach. Sounds like
Yeah.
VWAP is having trouble. He doesn't want to turn winners into losers, but he might be moving those stops a little too early, not giving his trades enough room to breathe.
That's a great question, and it's a question. It's not a question. It's a problem that a lot of traders have. I'll give an example here. All right, we're looking at the NQs, let's just say, and you see how we pulled back to all of our moving averages, right around 203.06. I mean, we had a ton of support down there. So let's say I buy 203.06. Now, normally, if I'm trading the NQs, realistically, you have to have like at least a 15 or 20 point stop. I mean, the ATR at times during the day is, what I mean by ATR is the average true range, how much it moves based on the last 14 5-minute candlesticks. We've seen this at 50, 60, 70, 80 in the ATR. When I see that in the NQs, I'm typically just going to avoid, right? But normally I'm going to have between a 15 and 20 point stop if I'm in the NQ. So let's say we bought this at 203.07. Okay, we're in at 203.07. My stop order goes in down 20 points. In the NQs, I'm usually never going to take any profit until I get 10 points, right? So we see we got that very quickly. We got a nice 10-point profit. Then rather than bring my stop order up to break even, I'll go 10 points below where I got in so I can give this a little more time. And that way, if I make 10 points and I lose 10 points, at least it's a break-even trade. But if I'm taking something off up 5 points and I'm bringing my stop to break even, you're probably going to get stopped out on a lot more trades than you should. Then it'll pull back that little bit and then give you the continuation from there. So we could see by giving this a little room, and again, take 10 points off of your first one, lose a maximum of 10 points. Now we have 20 points on the second one, being patient. It hit a beautiful support level. I have 20 points on my second one. Now I'll bring it up if it goes down 10 from there and lock in a 10-point profit. So I'm locking in 15 points on this trade no matter what happens. And I'm usually doing 3 contracts. So I lock in my 15-point trade. I still want to have one. I still want to have one contract. Maybe it takes it up to where my resistance level is, which is around 49. And that would end up being, like a 35-point trade. So I'm taking 10 points, I'm taking 20 points, raise it up, lock in that 10-point profit, and see how much more you can get out of the last one. Once you have your first and second profit, it's safe as city. Then worst case scenario, it's going to pull back. I'm going to get out for a 10-point profit, 20-point profit on the last one. Give yourself a little more room once you this is a long-winded answer. Give yourself a little more room once you've taken your first profit. And don't take the profit too quickly. If you're trading NQs, don't take 2 points and then lower it 2 points. You're going to get stopped out on 99% of your trades if you're doing that. If we're talking about the ESs, a little different because, I'm not going to get 20 points on an ES trade. But here's the same thing in the ES, right? Let's just say now we pulled back to our trend line, right? So when I'm looking to get into a trend trade, guys and girls, and this has been beautiful all afternoon, I'm looking to buy my 9 EMA and my 15 EMA. Those are my 2 trend lines. So we hit it at 75. We hit it at 74. All right. So my average is 74.50. I'm in a trend trade now. In the ESs, I'll take one off for 2 points. I'll take one off for 4 points. Start raising my stop. And now I'll hold on to this last one that when I'm in a trend trade. And I'll keep trailing my stop up. And hopefully this goes up for the rest of the day. Hold on to that last little one. So for profits, ES, 2 points, 5 points, hold on to one. NQs, 10 points, 20 points. Hold on to one. At least that's our technique. That's what I used to do. Just don't take an immediate profit and then lower your stop order to break even. Like I said, you're going to get stopped out on 90% of the trades that you do.
Awesome. Thank you, David. It just hit me when I was, while you were talking, I was going through the chat. There are a lot of new people here. Some people who haven't seen you on group coaching before. And I guess it's been a couple weeks since we really did a real intro with you, David. You want to talk just for a minute? Introduce yourself to the new people. Tell them where you're from, what you've been doing, what your history is in the markets, and what we're doing now.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I've been trading the markets for what year is it? 2024. 39 years now. I started working on a Florida New York Stock Exchange in 1985. I started as a runner taking messages back and forth. Trading is the only thing I've ever done my entire life. I didn't go to college. I barely got out of high school. I started working down there when I was 23 or 24 years old. I was there for about 17 years on the Florida Exchange. I retired at the end of 1999 when I was 38 years old, when Goldman Sachs bought our firm for $6.5 billion. No, I did not get $6.5 billion. I had a little tiny piece of it, but it enabled me to retire. I have been day trading and swing trading every day since I left the Florida Stock Exchange. I can tell you when I first left the Florida Exchange, I did nothing but lose money for a long time. I had a big ego and didn't think I could be wrong in anything. I didn't know what technical analysis was because I never had to use it on the Florida New York Stock Exchange. And after about 6 months of losing money in a substantial amount, I don't know how to do anything else. I know I want to do this for the rest of my life. I started messing around with a little technical analysis. And over the course of the years, I've refined it. I change it. Sometimes what worked last week doesn't even work this week. So no ego. You got to constantly be evolving. Be willing to listen to other people that are doing things that are working for them. Me and Peter Tuchman, everybody knows Pete, the Einstein of Wall Street. We started Wall Street Global Trading Academy during the pandemic, which I guess is about, 6-7 years now. Probably like 5 years back, we started Wall Street Global Trading Academy to teach people how to trade, day trade, swing trade, options trading. I have, to be quite honest with you, I'm only trading futures for about a year now. Probably we are about 80% futures trading now. We love it because of the low barrier to entry, especially for those of you who are just starting to do this. You're in the right place with Topstep. I can tell you that right now. They care about their people. They want their people to succeed, unlike any other prop firms that are out there. Guys, do not go anywhere else. Okay, and I don't blow smoke up people's puppet. Me and Peter do not make many collaborations. This is one that we've had for 2 years now. We love it. We're not going anywhere. If you're going to dabble in the futures, don't go anywhere else but Topstep. All right, shameless plug. But they're the best in the business. It's not even close. I have a private trading room, very private, with I think I have 50 people in there. I trade the markets live with everybody every day. At our course at Wall Street Global Trading Academy, we teach everything from the absolute basics. We have a 90-slide presentation on trading futures alone. Our courses come with lifetime mentorship. We hang out with people every Thursday night, and everybody becomes part of our family. So that's where we are right now. Good one for tonight, JD. Tonight is our monthly free webinar. So
awesome.
Anyone who wants, go to WSGTA.com, register for the webinar. We're going to hang out for a couple of hours. We go over psychology. We go over trading stocks, trading futures. And tonight, guys, we have Dan Ives is joining us. Tesla earnings were supposed to be released tonight. They got pushed back to next week. But we got Dan Ives joining us. For those of you who don't know, he's probably the #1 tech analyst in the world. He's going to give us his thoughts on Tesla, NVIDIA, and a bunch of other stuff. So it doesn't cost anything. Come on, hang out with us tonight for a couple of hours. Just got to register at WSGTA.com, 8 p.m. tonight.
We got the link in the chat right now.
That's who I am. I love this, guys and girls. To me, this is playing in a Super Bowl every day. I can't ever imagine stopping doing this. It is the best if you can figure this out. I will tell anybody who's just beginning and is here for the first time, take your time. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Find some kind of system that works for you. You have some of the best coaches in the world are at Topstep, and go slow. Go slow. The beautiful thing about what we do at Topstep is it does not have to cost you a lot of money to learn how to do this. And that is the best thing about it. Right? We can open up an account with as little as $50. Take your time learning, get on TopstepTV all the time, and learn from those guys as much as you can. It's a great barrier to entry, and there's nothing better, I can tell you this right now, than being in a trade that is working in your favor. And listen, everybody has losing trades. Don't let anyone tell you that they don't. How you handle the losing trades is just as important as how you handle the winning trades. You're going to have losing trades doesn't mean you're a loser or a losing trader. My words of wisdom.
Awesome. Excellent advice. Thank you, David. So that free webinar is tonight. It is Wednesday, October 16th right now. We've got the link in the chat. Go ahead and click on that and sign up for the Wall Street Global Trading Academy free webinar tonight. Thank you, David.
Appreciate that.
All right. We got time for one more quick question. This one is about risk management. Sasha says, how much risk should you take on a 50K account? I'm risking $125 to make $200. Just so happens David's got a 50K trading, a 50K XFA up right now. Or is that a combine?
Yep.
I can't really tell.
No, this is a combine.
That's a combine. All right. So in your opinion, what's a good amount to risk on a 50K combine when you have a $2,000
All right, so
drawdown
number one,
and
it
a
depends on
$3,000
the
profit
contract you're
target?
trading, obviously. Obviously, it depends on the amount of contracts you're trading. My risk is defined by points or ticks. So when I get into a trade, if it's in the NQs, normally I'm risking between 15 and 20 points. And it'll depend on the type of setup that I'm getting in. I'm usually getting into 1 or 2 contracts. When I find a spot that I really, really like, I'll be a little more aggressive and do 3 contracts, but I'm usually doing 1 or 2. I don't think I had more than 2 contracts today. We made $1,286 in the combine. Generally speaking, when I get in the ES or the MES, I have a 5-point hard stop. So if I'm doing 1 contract and I'm in the ES, I'm risking $250. If I'm in the MES and I'm doing 2 or 3 contracts, I'm risking $50 or $100. So you got to adjust your risk depending on what instrument you are trading, right? If you're only willing to risk $125, if you're trading the ESs, you're talking about 2.25 points is the most you can risk. So I would start out doing the MNQs or the MESs, adjust your size so that it fits your 250 point gain and your 125 point loss.
Yeah, it's totally subjective, guys. You don't have to follow David's training plan to the T. It's all about how many swings at the plate are you willing to take before you hit that max loss limit. So
Exactly.
do a little research, take a close look at your trading strategy, and see what the numbers add up to. All right, guys. With that, we are out of time for group coaching today. David Green, thank you so much for joining us again. Always a pleasure. Again, Wall Street Global Trading Academy free webinar tonight. Scroll up in the chat a little bit. The link is right there. It's not too far away. Stick around, folks. We have got Trade with Topstep's coming up next. Dolby, Stanley P, and KV is here. I see him in the green room right now. And then we're closing out the day in Power Hour. David Green's coming back for another hour with Coach Dakota. Always great when those two get together. We should see some great live trading happening during that hour. All right, folks, we're going to take a short break, and we will be right back.
Thank you, JD.
Thank you, David.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the second edition of this stream. We got KV, we got the legend Stanley for the segment Trade with Topstep. Stanley, how are you doing after that big pass you had? Did your life change at all? Are you famous in New York?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. It was a great pass. Working on passing some more for sure. But no, I am not famous in New York yet. I'd actually hope I don't become famous here.
We were talking in the green room, and I believe every single one of our guests is from New York today. We had Alex on, who's from New York. We had David Green, who's like, New York, New Jersey. And then both you guys are also living in New York. So this is a New York stream. KV, you just came back from Miami. Now you're back in New York. How are you doing?
Sad, it's freezing. It's freezing here. I don't know how the weather shifted in like 5 days. So I went to Miami on Thursday. It's about Wednesday now. I came back last night. It's freezing here, but yeah, back home. But I'm not sure if it was a good idea to come back. Should have stayed there a little bit longer.
That's why you work for yourself, though, right? Can't you just do all this from Miami anyways?
Look, a lot of people tell me that, right? I go through so many vacations. I go in Albania a lot. Whenever I'm outside of New York, I cannot focus the same way. I don't know why. I do not know why. It's like when I'm here, when I'm comfortable in my place, like I can do my 100%. Whenever I'm in a different place, I don't know why I cannot focus the same way. I just don't know why.
Well, hey, at least you know.
The ROI, I'm spending a lot more money living in New York, but the ROI is better, if that makes sense.
Nice. Yeah. There's a math. Some people in chat agree with you. I didn't even say hi to chat yet. Chat, thank you so much for rejoining us. Let's get to the markets here. NASDAQ is still fighting this Dorito that it has been in for pretty much the entire time. Yeah. Stanley, have you placed any trades thus far today in any of your accounts?
Yes. So like I was saying earlier, so after I passed, I went ahead and purchased another combine, sized up a little bit. So got the 150K combine. This is my first time trading this combine. So kind of just, trying to get used to the, the lot sizes and just used to seeing the numbers on the screen. So far I'm up about just a little bit over 2% on the account, which is good. So I did get into some shorts earlier today. We had that massive drop on NQ today, so I was able to pull something from it. Could have pulled more, but I'm definitely satisfied with what I was able to get for sure.
Nice, awesome. Well, if you see a trade, please let me know because I will absolutely put it on in this beautiful house account that we have here. Currently up $400 thanks to Alex. They had a nice little scalperoonie for about 20 points on the NASDAQ. He had a nice call. KV, any trades thus far this week for you or today? What are you seeing?
I just got back. So I feel like today the drop that Stanley mentioned was probably the only ape move. I felt like I was just, trying to force setups after that. So I stayed cash. I would say definitely, though, the better markets have been outside the NASDAQ. I trade the NASDAQ myself, so that's why I stayed cash. But I'll say the YM and RTY, so the Russell, much, much better today in terms of price action, especially in the morning as well. A little bit cleaner. Obviously, they're going to be slower, but, safer to play, I would say. NASDAQ's, again, still in the consolidation, so we're waiting here. I have a couple of zones that I'm looking at. So if we do touch... Yeah, so if we do touch... So on the upside, we have 353, which I believe is New York session open. That's what I'm looking at right now. And then to the bottom, we have this anchored view up, right sitting around 312, which if we do retest 312 once again, and we see some buyers step in like they did previously, could entertain some longs there with the right amount of buyer pressure. So that's kind of the two zones that I'm looking at right now. The price is staying in between those two. So as long as it's staying between those two, no action on my side.
For NASDAQ, well, listen, I am not opposed to looking at other markets. Stanley, do you trade any other markets other than NASDAQ?
I look at ES sometimes, but I'm primarily a NASDAQ just because, I'm a little bit still in the beginning phases of my journey. So for me, what's kind of worked best is kind of just sticking to, one and kind of learning how to navigate that one. I look at ES sometimes though. ES does move a little bit slower, so I do have to adjust my risk when I do look at ES. But besides that, I look at everything else, but I primarily trade the Nasdaq.
Nasdaq, cool. Well, if any of those other markets or even Nasdaq, we see a trade opportunity set up, please let me know because we'll put the trade on. I think this ES looks pretty interesting. It's just constantly bidding higher. Maybe there's some opportunity in that market. Stanley, you're mostly a technical analysis sort of trader, so theoretically you could look at the ES or the YM and still have a valid opinion, right?
Right.
Perfect. Cool. Well, if we see anything that we like, we'll put something on. KB, if you see anything you like in any other markets, we'll definitely put something on.
100%. Yeah, we have today was a pretty quiet day when it comes to like economics as well. So I feel like this was expected from the market. There's so many things coming out tomorrow, whether that be jobless claims, retail sales, business inventories. I think there are like 5 or 6 important numbers coming out tomorrow morning. So.
Oh wow, well, that's actually good to know because the market might be a little bit range bound in anticipation.
Yeah.
Of those news events coming out, or it could be some shorts getting out. Like in ES, looks like shorts are kind of bailing. Longs are we just keep on tickling high a day here for the ES. Maybe there's a trade there and just a one lot and seeing what happens. Looks like a lot of upside still in the ES to be had. Yeah, ES looks good. ES looks really good.
No, it is strong, especially compared with the Nasdaq. I mean, it has been like this the entire day. So, if something is to pop, we might get that pop earlier on the ES there.
Cool. And then chat, if you're seeing anything in any markets, let us know. Put your trade ideas in there. And if we like them on air, maybe we'll even take one.
Nasdaq as well, trying to push higher here. We're getting some volume to the upside. Again, 353 is the opening price, very close to day high as well because we just sold off from the first candle New York session. So
yeah, I mean Nasdaq.
Yeah, I'm seeing some sellers starting to stack up at the 350 level, so I want to see how we react off of that. That's pretty much where we opened today, so we could reject off of that. We have been rejecting there pretty much all day around that area, so I would like to see a rejection here. If we do, I'll probably get into some sells, but I'm gonna wait it out because it doesn't look like we're kind of just teetering there. So want to see what happens.
Yeah, and what are you? What's drawing your eye to the 50s? Is there something in the liquidity, just the level?
Well, I like those even psychology levels as well. But even just looking at the tape here, I'm seeing some sells coming in. Looks like some orders coming in between the 350 and the 355s on the tape here. So just paying attention to the reaction, see what happens if we even get up to there and get filled. Or
yeah, I'm gonna go double screen here actually and pull up other markets so we can keep an eye on the Nasdaq, but I also want to keep an eye on some of these other indices here because they have a less overhead. Oh man, Nasdaq is still moving pretty good here. So let's go back. We're gonna go back to the one up here. Take a look at Nasdaq. We're getting pretty close to 350s. Let's see how price action goes. KV, you have a new hoodie on today. You had a hat on last time I saw you. Now you have a hoodie on. Actually, very similar to the hoodie I have as far as maybe quality and build here. But Get Funded University, what's that all about, man?
Yeah, so new platform, free platform for people to get funded, especially if you guys are with Topstep. That's what we're focusing on right now. We're helping people get their first funded account pass. We're helping people get their first payout as well. So just those beginning stages, right? If you guys have been struggling on for the past few months or even years, right? We have people, Nasdaq.
Big bid.
Let's
huge
go there.
But let's focus. Is it still free? Is it still free?
Still free.
Putting in the link in class, it's free.
Still free, always free. No trials, nothing on the back end. It's always free. GetFundedUniversity.com or just click the link Dolby Center.
Someone's in chat if they could pin that, please.
The full futures course completely for free. We do Q&A calls, we do live trading, everything.
Yeah, awesome stuff. And if someone could please pin that, that would be fantastic. Okay, so Stanley,
a lot of volume
KV,
right there. A lot of volume
came in.
Yeah, a lot of volume kicked in.
So what's that mean to you guys?
Personally,
you
can go on.
Go ahead, KV. Go ahead. So for me, like and this is why, like I was saying earlier, I like to see what happens at the level first. I could have easily said, well, we've been pretty much selling around this area all day, so let me put in a limit. But just because it happened before doesn't mean it's going to happen again. I definitely would have got stopped out. Let's say I had my limit at 350. I probably would have had a 10 point, 15 point stop. Probably would have got stopped out on that big move right there in seconds.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're definitely breaking past. We're going into the 360s. Looks like we're kind of holding the 357s right now. So if we can get above 375, I definitely see some room for the upside for sure. But once again, it's just about not rushing into it, because I would have got stopped out in a matter of seconds there.
Yeah. This is, man.
Yeah, it's just we're just pushing up right now.
So
yeah, I'd like a retest, right? So if you could go back to 350, retest, find some buyers. 390 is my target area, but it feels like it's just gonna go without us. But yeah, I'm not comfortable taking something like this just blowing up with no consolidation. So I'm sitting out unless we get that 350 retest.
Cool. Well, I'll put a bid in at 351, and we'll see if we get a fill here. There are some other market. Oh, yes, is long
everything
gone.
popped. Yeah.
Those. What happened?
Yeah, everything.
Any news? Chat.
No
any
news.
Anything happened? Nope. Just a casual.
We had some volatile moves in the morning as well without news today, so it's been like this.
Well, we got to your 375s there, Stan. Pretty damn quick.
Yeah, it was just quickly, very quick.
What's that? Chip news? Nvidia skyrocketing? Crude oil is just chilling though, 20-cent range, which is nothing. The only thing that didn't pop actually was the RTY. There's a market I have not traded in a very long time, but that one seems to not be participating in this rally that we're seeing in ES, NQ, even the YM.
Yep.
I kind of wish we just bought an ES just because. I mean, it was higher highs, higher lows. Now it's to the moon.
Hoag is posting some news there.
Key lawmakers push to cut off Hawaii vendors from U.S. chip gear. House China Committee members letter. Okay. All right. We're cutting off Hawaii from U.S. chips. Apparently that's good for the NASDAQ or NQ or the YM. I feel like there's more to the story. Apple news as well. So some Apple news. Wonder what's going on with Apple. Getting that pullback in the NASDAQ here. We might actually get this fill at 351s, which would be pretty sweet actually. I think that's a great trade idea. Stanley, you on board with a pullback buy on the NQ here?
Yeah, I'm definitely on board with it. I'm looking at the orders though. That would be a good place to buy. Knowing me, I'll probably set a tight stop. Don't want to give back too much just in case we end up coming all the way back down.
Oh yeah, you're sitting pretty in your trading combine here, right? Up 1,700.
Yep, up 1,700 for today.
Yeah, that's a great day. They didn't lock it out, not yet at least. You a fan of the lockout button, Stanley?
A huge fan of the lockout button. Huge fan. The lockout button it's one of my favorite Topstep X features. Like huge fan. I use this button religiously.
Yeah, nice. AV, is that in your courses?
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, obviously, it's a must. Like if there's a reason to use Topstep X, I think that's the biggest reason. It just helps people tremendously. And it's something that I think, when we've been helping people through the years, that's been the most difficult thing to help people with, because it's like, no matter how many times I tell you to stop trading, you're still going to do whatever you want to do, right? So
I like that you just press the button and it just locks you out, no questions asked. Because there's like some other software, I think that's built into like TradeLikeKV. Like you can set account parameters, but as long as you change those parameters before you get stopped out, then you're not going to get auto liquidated. You can change it. Button, you just press it, and then you don't have a choice. Yeah, trust me, it's happened to me where it's like you're like 99% of your loss limit, but it didn't trigger the lockout. So you can go back into your risk settings and then undo the risk settings if you're totally tilted. Not speaking from experience.
I'm always preaching about less trades, right? Less is more, because that's what we kind of came to the conclusion with some of the clients we work with. But it would be a nice feature for TopstepX, if the TopstepX people are hearing us, if
they're always listening.
If they're always listening, just like we have the profit and the loss, lockout features, having it the same way, but for the number of trades as well.
Ooh, I like that.
For example, if I'm taking more than 5 trades, lock me out on the 5th one, no matter if I'm up or down on the day.
I like that a lot. Yeah,
I like that one.
I wonder if there is a way to build in like a threshold for scratch trades too, because it'd be a bummer to like scratch a bunch of trades and then have that like count against your tally.
Yeah.
Definitely the lockout button.
The chat likes it as well.
Chat likes it? Yeah, hell yeah. Chat likes it. We're doing good. Yep, put it in the feedback. So question mark, left-hand side. Yep, and then you go to feedback, create a post, or search and upvote. So that is on the left-hand side of TopstepX. End your feedback in there. Oh, sorry, not my screen's up here. So left-hand side, question mark is the support button. You can access live chat, feature voting, tutorials, other fun stuff, the Discord. But feature voting is by default. And then there's the roadmap, change log for latest updates. And then you can either search for a post or create a new one and have that stuff voted up. It's almost like Reddit in that way. You just like vote what you want. And then there's even some tags. So the planned, finished. And so you kind of keep track of what we're doing with the platform. It's really cool. Really nice transparency too. You kind of see what we're doing, plan ahead. Still waiting here. Waiting to see if we can get a pullback in the NQ for a trade. If anything else pops up in some of these other markets, please let me know, gentlemen. We'll see if we can take something.
We rejected right off of those like 379 and pulled back almost to where you put in that bid.
Almost, yeah. It front run.
Yeah, right, like literally. Yeah,
so
they
rude.
did 100%.
By like 4 points. Now it's chasing territory. Don't like chasing that much. Do not like chasing.
Yeah. If we can set up a range, we got Dolby time here. So
ready.
If we can set up a range, I know definitely ready to hop into some quick, range trades. Yeah, no, you're really good at it too. You're really good at it.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. Do enough trading combines and stare at charts long enough. Eventually, you learn something. Ideally. Stanley, do you journal? Speaking of learning, do you journal?
I do. I'm not as active. I'm not as active as I once was when it comes to journaling, but I still journal because I kind of got into more so. At first, I wasn't journaling at all, which was terrible. Then I started journaling, but I was journaling and doing, back testing and practicing more than actually, getting into the market and actually placing some trades. I feel like there's no better way to learn than to actually get your foot wet. Even if it's, get a 50K combine, get a practice. Topstep also has practice accounts. Get a practice account, and just start practicing. But really, put some skin in the game. Get yourself a 50K combine. I feel like there's just, the mindset of knowing, okay, there's some money on the line. It kind of helps make things a little bit more realistic for you. There has to be a healthy balance between back testing and journaling and actually, getting some skin in the game. So journaling is definitely something I recommend. I wish I did it sooner, but I definitely recommend. And there's tons of like softwares out there. Or even if you have to, go old school and get a composition notebook and write out your trades, write out how you feel, write out your thought process.
One of these bad
There you
boys.
go. See,
Oh wait,
there you
hold
go.
on.
Exactly.
Gotta turn off my thing here. I got one.
Yeah, I saw it for a second.
There it is. Composition notebook. This is my Series 3 study guide, actually. As of right now, it is. Gotta study up. Study up. KV, what are your thoughts on journaling? Is that something you teach in your
Yeah, we have a full chapter just in journaling, but I came to the conclusion 95% of people don't journal. I thought it was more 50-50. It's more 90 to 95% of people do not journal.
Really?
And the 10% that actually do journal, they're just keeping notes. They're not actually reviewing those notes. It's like if you just keep notes for years and years and years, you won't be changing much if you're not actually going back and analyzing that. But
yeah, that's the other part too. Is not
it's
just
like,
the journaling, but the review.
Yeah, or the review. Yeah, again, 90% are not even keeping a journal. The 10% that are, half of them probably don't even review the trades that they're taking. And that's the problem that I have with the composition journaling is there's notes. So it's a little bit difficult to actually track it and put up the numbers together because it's just a lot of pages, right? Compared to like TopstepX or like an Excel spreadsheet where it's more data driven.
Yeah, I was doing print screen for my setup. So I have a hotkey to set up, take a picture. So if I saw my setup, I'd take a picture of it and then journal. And then I could like go back in time and be like, oh, what was I seeing in the moment for this setup? And not do like the hindsight capital thing, be like, oh yeah, obviously this thing happened. Well, it's like, not necessarily. Like, what were you actually seeing at that time that made you get into the trade or not take a trade? So I think like screen caps or video recording plus a journal, are like great ways to learn. Really good stuff. Getting a pullback here, almost down to 351. Let's see. We'll try to bid 351s and we'll bid 40s. That was a good trade, I think. I mean, let it play out.
Looks like we are creating that range, Dolby. So I might jump in this one.
Water's warm, probably. Mince, I would show you my journal, but you won't be able to read my handwriting. And I know that because I can't read my handwriting. So it's like a cipher that no one knows. Stanley, what would be your advice to someone who doesn't journal? How do you get into journaling? For someone who doesn't do it or someone who's new like yourself?
I mean, I would definitely recommend for starters, the cheapest thing you could do is go ahead and go to a dollar store, get yourself a composition book, and physically start writing down how you're feeling. Write down your trade process. Write down your your why you're taking the trade. Write down your setups. And I feel like just putting that pen to paper. It's visual. It's right in front of you. It'll help. For me personally, I would prefer to use a software. I know there's like tons of softwares out there. You can use Notion, there's TradeZella, there's Excel sheets. You can use any one of those softwares. But I definitely would recommend for if you don't journal at all, start just by just writing down your thought process. You'll be surprised how much you'll learn about yourself. Because trading exposes like your character as a person, so you'll be surprised. You'll definitely be surprised.
Not everybody signs up.
I decided to take that long there on the zone. I front run it a little bit.
Yes, you did. Where'd you get in at?
360 is my fill. 360-ish.
All right, I joined bid. We're in 2.
I'm in 3 myself. Let's see. I'm in a combine. Okay. Again, if it doesn't bounce here, I feel like we could flush to day low. So if it's a zone that I would like to give it a test, it's this area right here. In terms of risk, looking at the chart, like 10 to 20, if we're looking on the chart, I would say I have this anchored VO right here at 340. So you guys can leave room to 340. It's pretty healthy.
All right. Still going to bid 351s and 340, and then we can put a stop just below that. Still think structurally there's a lot of room here. I think to pull back a little bit, but still be in a healthy uptrend. So see how this plays out. I think it's a really cool trade concept here. So let's see if it goes.
No, the setup is there. If the buyers are strong enough to support it, we are on a buyer kind of day. That's why I'd rather take longs and then try to catch a rejection play. If the longs don't work out, fine. But rejection play, I'd just be going counter trend, which I really don't like.
Yeah. I heard a quote from, I forgot who it was. Maybe chat knows, but someone said like the human brain is not meant for storing information; it's meant for creating. And journaling helps you get that stuff out of your head, so then you have more room to think about doing stuff. That's what I heard. Kind of cool, cool concept. But write that stuff down. Get that junk out of your head, chat, so you can have a nice fresh mind when you start trading again. Let's see if New York Open holds here. A little bit of heat, but not too bad.
New York Open 353-ish.
Yeah. Stanley, you still willing to bid 351s?
Yep, waiting to pull back to that area. I mean, we're ranging now between the 360s and the mid 50s. So,
hell yeah!
I mean, I'm looking at the tape here. It's thinning out a little bit. So, definitely, anybody that's actually taking these, just make sure your stop is in, because all it takes is for one big order to come in and kind of get things shaken up here.
Ruin everything? Yeah, that's pretty much all it takes. 30-second is very, very tight. Get this candle really high volume.
I wanted to ask you, how did you discover that you were more of a range trader? How did that come about? Because I'm pretty sure, when you were learning to trade, you didn't really, pretty sure you probably learned, I don't know how you learned, but how did you end up discovering, like, okay, this is what works for me?
Journaling, to be honest. It sounds crazy, but it's journaling. So for my history is that I started trading really like in the trading combine is like when I started like learning how to day trade. So back then micros didn't exist. So all the parameters that you see now are the same as they were 10 years ago. And I had to find a strategy in which I could limit my risk, but still find ways to capitalize on like higher risk reward trades. And I found that when I was crude oil was what I was trading, that 5-minute ranges appeared a lot, and they ended up being really tight, and they didn't wick too much. And so I figured that if I can identify a range, I'm giving myself at least a 50-50 shot on guessing which way this breaks. And then the whole situation evolved from there. But it was really a system born out of the trading combine because the risk limits were so tight. It was the only thing that I found that helped give me an edge in the market. And, I was only risking probably 15 to 30 ticks a day. So that's about 2 trades in crude oil. And that's it. A lot of times it was just going 2 to 1 to 3 to 1. So journaling. And I have journals, I probably have like 6 or 7 journals. And, I would do the range thing. Then I would switch off of it, go do something else. And I'd be like, this sucks. Like, what was I doing before? Go through my journal and be like, oh, I was doing ranges. And then I did that like 5 or 6 times. And so now I just trade ranges because I always kept on coming back to the same thing. But that's a great, great question, but a great example of how journaling is important.
That's how you need to do it. Again, it's especially the first few months or even like the first year. It's a self-discovery phase. So it's just understanding what works for you. Like there's so many traders here on TopstepTV, like all of them are great, but it's like what system or like what strategy will work for your personality as well.
That's a huge thing too, is finding that system that you can identify with. And it's like, but I'm really good at holding on to trades. I don't get flustered, diamond hands all the way, baby. And like, I needed to make sure that I had a strategy that took advantage of my strengths of being able to hold on to a trade. And range trading, I found that because if I can identify a 30-minute range, then yeah, I have no problem holding on to a trade for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But if you get uncomfortable, then you might not like range trading, and then you have a mismatch between your psychology and your strategy. And that takes a while to find. Stanley, how did you find did you have a similar path? Just like kind of going up like in a loop, trying to find, what works for you and your personality?
100%. Like I mentioned earlier, I wish I had started journaling earlier because I probably would have found what works for me sooner than later. But I kind of, I went down the whole rabbit hole that a lot of new traders, like myself, do. We hear about trading, then we go on, YouTube University, and we just dive into everything that we pretty much could, click on. And then you really shortly after you realize, okay, you need to just find something that resonates more with your personality. And I speak to my wife about this all the time. I realize with myself, like I don't like to necessarily hold trades. I find myself struggling to hold trades. So that being said, I, instead of trying to force myself to be a swing trader, I'm like, no, let me learn how to, do intraday or even scalp a little bit because that resonates more with my personality instead of forcing myself to do swing trader because Joe Schmo on YouTube is making millions of dollars doing swing trading, which is great. You can make money pretty much trading almost any strategy. It's all about creating constraints in a system that actually works for you, not only on the charts but works for your personality. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Were you surprised at all that? Did you find anything? Actually, that's a good question. I'm asking you that. I'm asking KV. Did you find anything interesting about yourself when you were trying to figure out what kind of trader that you were?
Look, I feel everyone should be surprised because again, when I first speak with people at the beginning, they're just starting out. They're like, okay, I'm very patient. I don't gamble. I didn't do. And then once they start trading, it's like they're completely naked in a sense where that's just my opinion. I feel like trading strips out completely the real you, and you really see, your real personality because you might act differently through, in your personal life, but like trading because you're all alone, it's just you and the charts, you and the market, you tend to reveal the real you. So I feel like majority of people do tend to find or figure out the new personality or the real personality through day trading, which I find fascinating.
Yeah, I figured out I had anger issues. That's what I figured out.
Oh my god.
Broke a lot of keyboards, not gonna lie. A lot of keyboards. Yeah. Keyboard graveyard. It's all good. Also, I apologize to my downstairs neighbors as well. Apologize to them.
As long as they weren't monitors, because keyboards are cheaper, so it's fine.
No,
if it was monitors,
yeah, don't break any monitors.
it's a little bit more expensive.
Let me tell you, find yourself a nice, cheap, keyboard that you can just abuse, and the best money you ever spent. Like a little punching bag on your desk. I had it I got one from Walgreens, and it lasted me probably 2 years. And I could take it and actually just physically bend the keyboard and twist it, and it still wouldn't break. It was incredible. R.I.P.
That's actually a
Walgreens
great
keyboard.
investment.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Question in chat. Roshan, Peter, can you explain the Dorito and megaphone? Yeah, that's super easy. Megaphone is basically this pattern right here. So you get the higher highs plus lower lows, and it becomes really tricky because you think oh yeah, I can buy a breakout, and then it dips all the way back down. Then you're like, oh, I can sell the breakdown, and then it bids back up, and it keeps on doing that, and it's very, very difficult. The opposite is the Dorito, which is that formation, which is higher lows and lower highs. That's more of a consolidating formation. That's what we had earlier today. I can just draw that line, transplant it right over there. And then there's your Dorito pattern. Obviously, it ended up breaking out, but you can see the failure to make higher highs, failure to make lower lows, failure to make higher highs, failure to make lower lows, failure to make higher highs, and then it broke out. So it's just they're the opposite of each other. Megaphone's the harder of the two to trade, but it is more profitable to trade. But it's really difficult. Good formation, though. Good question. Keep it up, chat. You guys are doing great. This trade is still doing pretty good, actually. 5-minute range is held up pretty nice here.
It's too slow.
Too slow for you?
Too slow. The volume is almost dead, honestly. If you look at the volume compared to like the push that we were getting earlier,
it's thin. It's really thin. Like super thin right now.
Trade idea is still valid though, so I'm always like, as long as the plan is still valid, I don't do anything to the trade, but I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable trade to be in right now.
Structure's good though. I mean, it's still making higher highs and higher lows, which is what you want if you're long.
The setup is still there. The setup is still there. It's still valid. Just need some more volume. Could it be power hour? Maybe.
Probably. The 1 p.m. segment tends to be a little bit pokey as far as tempo goes. It seems like that is really the slow period of time, is that like 1 to 2 time period. 2 to 3, you have MOC, which is fun. Then you got people who are just wrapping up their trades, so you get a little bit of volatility there. But 1 to 2, there's not a whole lot going on to really move the market.
What's the TP? First target for me, and I like to scale out, guys. So first target would be day high, so around 380. And then I have 390 for a second target. And then if you like to hold runners, I like 430s, all the way up to 430s. Yeah, I like to scale out at least a day high first, but let's see if it gives us that first target.
So far, so good. And I think all three of us are long, right? Stanley, you're long too?
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah, we're all on the same page. Up, and away.
It's looking at the risk. The move that we've gotten isn't too bad. We have the risk table, which I think we've talked about it on TopstepTV for a while as well. But right now it's showing around 9 points in risk, so it's on the average side.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I would love for us to get up to like 380s so I could walk this stop up and cut the risk down a lot.
If we retest like actually 377, like even front running 380, I'd be happy with the first trim.
Yeah. We'll get some volume coming in. The ladder is not speaking to me right now, though. There's just nothing going on. We're not getting like that sort of teleportation price action on the ladder. This is very orderly. Very, very orderly.
Yeah, we might have to get a game of Conkers going on.
Oh, my man, you were watching yesterday.
We might have to, yeah.
Dude, they got such cool shirts. They sent, I think James Harden posted a link to some Conquer Club somewhere, and their merch is awesome. It is so
really. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
I might have to get my hands on one just cause.
Let me see if I can get a link for it. Since it's not a competitor or anything, let's see if I can get this link. Yeah, here, check this out. I'm gonna post this link in chat and go to the merch store and check out how sweet that merch is. All right, there it is. Heckham Conquer Club, coolest merch in the world. Little side quest while we watch this NQ trade.
Side quest.
We'll pull back here. Yeah, RIP my Baldur's Gate 3 save. Got 50 hours in and haven't picked it up since. Frozen in time forever. Let's see if we can get 351s. I would still bid 351s. We get that. Ooh, James Harden placed an order. Oh, hell yeah. Harden, you get a shirt or did you get like an actual kit so we can play?
We got 2 shirts and a whole kit. I don't know when it's coming. It should be from the UK, but it should be here soon or in a week or two.
All right. Well, we'll put away the magic deck so we can play that instead, James. While you're training me on VMix, the art of VMix. Shout out to the production team. James Harden, Gid, keeping the show running. Had a little bit of a snafu earlier, but not our fault. That was VMix's fault.
Together, Dolby, I was actually out picking up something fun for you and Andre later in a power hour in the future when that happens.
Oh, no.
Driving in the car and getting a bunch of phone. Oh, I got it.
Oh, no, really? Okay. That's going to be interesting. That's gonna be a fun segment, though. That's gonna be a fun segment. I don't know. Can you do that on air, James? According to YouTube.
YouTube, yeah. Our company, I don't know.
Well, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Taz Trader's a Warhammer guy. That's an expensive hobby. Jet Danny told me he's speaking like my kids. Whatever. We're all children at heart. What's your go-to I'm not trading, I'm relaxing thing? You guys play video games, read books, go for walks? What do you guys do? Stanley, what's your free time thing?
For me, I play the piano. So a lot of people that know me personally, they know me for that. So
as a piano player,
play for fun. I play it. Yeah. I play for fun. I play at my church. I teach children. So that's what I do.
Nice.
When I'm not either trading or working. I used to be a gamer. I used to be heavy into the Madden. But yeah, that hasn't been a thing.
You ever break a controller, Stanley?
No, I have not actually. Close, but no.
Must not be a real Madden player then, from what I hear. What about you, KV? What are you doing in your free time to unwind from the trading?
I wish I had some free time, but when I get the free time, probably going to the gym.
Gym?
That's probably the only thing I do these days.
Gym and drums for me. Those are my two.
Gym and drums.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice.
We got. Looks like we can even form a Topstep band here.
We got a Topstep band going on. Yeah.
Good. Stanley, what's your go-to music to play? Favorite genre?
Definitely, I would say gospel and R&B. I like jazz too. Gospel, R&B, jazz. That's my thing. 100%.
I need some gospel chops. I got to learn those. I don't know what the standings are for gospel chops. But man, they rip.
Yeah, I could set you up with a couple people.
Could you? Dude, I would love to actually sit down and get a lesson on gospel chops. The problem is doing gospel chops at like 180 BPM. I don't know if that works.
Right.
So we'll figure it out.
Looks like we're starting to get some movement on the books here. Looks like there's more buyers stepping in.
Yep.
Got 5 minutes left in the session.
Turtle
Will the move happen during power hour is the question.
I think so.
I think so, yeah. I think it will.
I mean, we got at least 360. I mean, yeah. We got a decent move there for the afternoon session, but not the best. Can't force it. You just got to get what the market gives you, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Someone was giving me shit for not talking about the trades while we're actually in the trade. There's nothing going on.
Look, when you start talking about the trade itself, you start overruling the plan, right? Yeah. It's like because you start to get more factors, outside factors. So just stick to the original plan. If it works out, sure. If it doesn't work out, I feel like a lot of people just start messing with the trade after they have it opened, and they just completely mess it up. And then when they look back at how they managed that trade, they're like, "Why did I even do that?" You know, it's one thing to make a plan. It's a different thing to also follow that plan to the T. I feel like, again, so many people just completely mess up the trade because they're not following their original plan.
I gotta say, I'm curious for your guys' opinion on this too, but I have lost more money over managing winning trades than I have straight out losers. And I don't think it's even
I agree
close.
With that. I agree.
Not even
close.
100%.
100%. And it goes back to journaling and knowing yourself. One thing that I found out about myself, like I was saying earlier, is that I struggle when for me, I will hold on, especially when I first started, I will hold on to a loser and not feel anything, super calm. But then as soon as it's green, I'm like, oh wait, what do I do? Do I take profit? Do I move stops to break even? And it's like, relax, let it play out. If it's in your plan, because there's people that trade, they're like, you know what? it's either going to hit my stop loss or my take profit. And there's people, they have a plan for, moving stops to break even or partialing out. Whatever it is in your plan, just stick to that. And that's the switch that I kind of made, that really helped me to start being able to, actually pass these accounts. Like beforehand, I was just doing this. Oh, that didn't work. Let me jump to this. Let me jump to that. And it's like you might have small little wins here and there, but you're never gonna have anything consistent with that type of mindset.
And the winners should be greater than the losers, right? So like if you're over managing a winning trade, that trade should be worth 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1 plus to what you're risking. So you have to end up over, like, you're kind of betting against yourself in a way by over managing a winning trade. Other thing too is like you can't move a losing trade to break even. You can only move. All right. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not a huge fan. If it's already going in your direction, then just let it do more of going in the direction. If it happens to go against you, then that happens. But there's no reason to get trigger happy with the trade if it's going in your favor.
Right, 100%. Yeah, we're just playing this range a little bit right now. Yeah, I would love for it to pull back to the 350 to get in, but if it doesn't, it's fine for me. I'm up about just a little over 1% on the day on this account. I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah. I think we're gonna hold this trade. Oh, we got man, that's a fast segment. Any last words?
2 minutes left.
Yeah, any last words, Stanley? I'm gonna let this trade run through Power Hour. I'll keep my eyes on it. But final words, Stanley.
Just want to encourage all the new traders out there. It is a process. Be patient with yourself. Be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. The market isn't going anywhere, so just take a step at a time, and then eventually you'll be able to make it to where you want to go.
KV, last words.
Join Get Funded University. Let me help you get your first combine pass. Let me help you get your first payout. It's free. People are loving it. You're gonna love it. GetFundedUniversity.com. The people that joined last week are just. We saw some of them in the chat as well today. They are getting value in just 7 days. So
that's incredible. And I have seen the courses. All the courses are very, very high quality. You can even see a picture of KV in a suit, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Nice looking suit.
Yeah, I have so many suits back from the investment banking days. So it's like I don't use them these days. Maybe I should sell them as merch, but
I used to sell life insurance. Look good, feel good, man. But that is all the time we got. Stanley and KB, thank you so much for coming on and also giving us a great trade idea. We're still going to hold on to this one. I'll manage this one behind the scenes, but keep the screen shared. I think we're starting to get that 1 hour wiggle right on time. Coming up next, though, is Power Hour. We got Andre, Hoag, Coach Dakota, and David Green. They're going to try to carve up the markets and see if they can get some tickies before the markets are closed for the day. But let's wrap it up and go on to the next segment. We got a company meeting, so we'll see you later. Have a good one. Trade well.
Take care.
Yes, yes, yes. Every Wednesday, you know what it is on Power Hour here on TopstepTV. We got David Green in the house. We got Coach Dakota in the house and Hoag. Let's do it right now. Dakota, you've been on yet today. What are we thinking? I see the bull in the background. You can buy the dip.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really thinking too much of anything, Andre. Just basically finished for the day trading. I'll probably switch over to like an XFA and trade that here during Power Hour.
Okay. No thinking. A little bit of trading. David Green. What are we thinking for? Yeah, in the green room, he said, I don't try to think either. But look at these prices here. In the ES 58.88 last trade. Any levels we're looking at in the ES or NQ?
I mean, so far we've held the afternoon trend since, 12 o'clock this afternoon. And the ESs, MESs, everything. So for me to be bearish, we got to break maybe 84, 85. And we got a bunch of support below that. But there's nothing chart-wise saying to be bearish right now.
No, I agree.
I think me and Dakota had probably the same trade this morning when we got this big spike down. I didn't make 40 grand, but when we got this big spike down here, we had the relative strength get down to like 20 at this point. And that's when we started getting our big bounce up. That's been about the only trade really that I've had today. Other one, we've just been in a beautiful trend since, 2 o'clock. Can't break this down. Can't break the uptrend.
Even before that, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, we could say we started all the way back here.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. Every pullback has been bought. Even this last little tiny one that we was just bought.
And I was buying every pullback too, David. If we switch to my chart, I'll kind of show. I want to talk about a trade. I only took one trade today. I scaled in. I think this is going to be a good example. So on my chart, you can see it started on the hourly. And I was even telling Hoag, I talked about this last night during slow markets. The Topstep daily levels, it lined up really well with my analysis last night, where there was a lot of buyers stepping in right here at these lower 200s, 230s, 218s. And, sure enough, that's where the weekly kickoff low is, which is amazing to see. And then today, let me clear this up a little bit. Today, we sold off right down there on the hourly. I wasn't trading. I didn't buy that low. I actually missed out on this entire move, and I bought the pullback. So once we pulled back for a second time, I was actually looking for this support that was yesterday to become support again, because this was resistance, this morning, and sure enough, it became resistance again. And so traders always ask me like, "Oh, you had one trade today and you made 20,000." I didn't go all in, right? That's the incorrect way of doing it. I scaled in and I was buying the dips. So let me see if I could put in the chart executions, and you guys will be able to see this. It's one of my favorite things. I was actually going to talk about it a little bit more. So this is on a 5-minute. I actually executed on a 1 minute, and it'll look a lot cleaner. So here it is. So we got the pullback. You can see I entered into 5, 6, 7 contracts here at around 20,250s. And then we rallied up. I closed off 2 contracts, and then we pulled back. I added to it. I added 4, and then it was going. We pulled back again. We seen some support. Then I added 5 more to it, and sure enough, I got into the position on the pullback, rallied up to the 340s, closed off, a third of my position. I think it was like 5, 6, 7, 8 contracts there, and then finished off closing it at 330s. My ultimate target was 380s, but you guys are gonna laugh. I went to the dentist, and I was literally closing this out. While I was there, I have to get my wisdom teeth removed. Within a week or 2, and they said, "Yeah, we got to get it done now, all 4 of them." So that was not good, trying to get that planned out in the upcoming week or so. And then my birthday's on the 27th, so it's like, man, if they only have an appointment, and I'm gonna be kind of in pain for my birthday. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. This was the major resistance that we ran into yesterday and overnight. So I was pretty happy with just closing the majority of my profit there. And then, of course, with hindsight, we did end up breaking out and coming pretty close to that 380 mark. But yeah, one trade scaling in. I could have made an argument. I could have scaled out a little bit sooner and then scaled back in and manage the trade, right? Where you add position, you close a portion of it, you add some more, then you close another portion of it, then you add it back. But I was really looking for this thing to move really quick. And it looked like it was going to do that. But as soon as I got into the position, it tended to slow down. And that's typically what happens going into lunchtime and after all this volatility. But yeah, you can see where, on this, where you buy some more, you buy some more, and then you just scale in as it's going in your favor. One trade. Yeah, one trade today.
Nice. All right, Hoag. Well, house account does have a trade on from last segment. House account's long from 363, I do believe, 2 times in the NQ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's still on from the previous session here.
It is. So I'm trying to think, how do we manage this as well as perhaps take some more trades? Figure that out. If a trade does come in, figure that out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that name, but that's why. Dentist said I just too much wisdom. I have to remove some of it.
Too much wisdom. I hate when that happens, Dakota.
You're getting it all removed at once. That's not good.
Oh man.
No, over the weekend it just started killing me. I could barely open my mouth wide enough, and so it does hurt a little bit.
That's not good.
Eat.
Yeah. That sucks.
I'm one of the very small percentage of people that still has his wisdom teeth.
I do too.
Man.
Same.
Okay, well,
not in this room. I guess it's not that rare, though.
I guess Dakota's in the minority here.
There's nothing worse than it. There's nothing worse than a toothache. That is the worst freaking pain in the world.
Oh, it is. It is. And they just said we can't do anything about it until we get you scheduled. I'm like, well, can we get you scheduled? Well, we're booked up for a week or two. Like, pain pills until I get it. So, unfortunately, they did say like 95% of people get theirs removed, and
yeah,
I'm sitting with I have the luxury of you guys sitting with
all the wisdom.
Some people never even get them. My dad they never even erupted. Nothing. Never had them.
Wow.
I used to tell him I had more wisdom than he did.
Oh yeah.
Which is not
true. Yeah,
true.
You're gonna.
Yeah. All right, Hoag. Well, we can take a look at the ES if anything does pop in here. I guess last trade 58.89. Going to push the 90s now. 58.90 doesn't print just yet.
Yeah, it's just stuck in a nice little kind of a 5-minute range here. If you look at the profile, it's really just kind of accumulating time and volume here. I don't want to do anything in the middle, only at the extremes am I interested in doing anything. We did leave some single TPOs, so that's excess below, which has me thinking to the long side. I'm a kind of more of an eternal bear, but I've learned to buy it. One of the best traders I ever knew. I said, how did you get to be such a good trader? He said, I learned to buy it. There were a lot of traders in the S&P. There's one guy said the longest I've ever been is short 10.
As long as we hold these 80, we hold these 86, 87s, it still looks positive. Looks good. NQs, I think we need to get over like the.
Go ahead.
We need to get over like the 72s and the NQs. A lot of price action up there. I can tell you this: we do not have a lot of volume right now in anything.
All these levels, man. These levels you guys talk about, they all relate to profile levels.
When they work, that's nice. Sometimes they work absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I did ask Hoag before we got in here. Anything in Delta? Nothing popping in Delta. Take a look at the tilt real quick. 61% long in the NQ. Besides that, everything's pretty much 50-50. Just want to give a quick shout out to Dr. Dax. Just passed my first trading combine with Topstep. Sound the horn. Hoot. Good job, Dr. Dax.
Congratulations.
Yes.
What do we start looking at oil and gold?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, David. I was like, I wonder what the oil is doing.
The next one.
It's not any better.
Mm.
Not any
I must
better
have
for oil. Gold's been
Just
pushing.
have an inkling just to buy an S&P just to see what happens.
I mean,
Oh, gold hit 2,700 overnight.
Yeah, today.
This morning. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was during regular hours. I thought I was going to take out that all-time high, but it just fell flat.
what's all-time high? 18s?
Gold? Yeah, let me get the chart here.
708, right?
Weights, okay.
08 and change.
No.
0870.
So
Right.
close. So close.
And yet, so far.
Get there.
Yeah.
There we go. Brooksy in the chat saying gold 3,000 by Christmas. I think Dakota was calling for that as well. Showing on the tilt. Also, hey, really quick, upper left-hand corner of the screen, hashtag Power Hour. Now, most of you guys know the drill, but if you don't, you're new, welcome aboard. Hashtag Power Hour. Hit us up at TopstepTV. Some cool things like memes, swag, trader station setups. Trader wins.
Anybody here have any physical gold?
I do. I have a little bit.
Not. Well,
I have a little.
Some gold panning.
Oh, really? You panned it yourself?
With a sluice. Well, not a sluice box. You probably don't know what that is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, do I watch Gold Rush? Oh, I watch Gold Rush.
Oh, yeah.
100%, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not to that level. Not to that level. Just a smaller single person, or two people could run it. And then hand it out. It wasn't as much as what anybody would imagine.
Bering Sea gold.
Oh, you vacuum the bottom of the sea like that. It's crazy.
It is.
Is there a lot of gold in the ground there in Nevada?
Kind of like
there was.
People is kind of, what do you want to call it? Took it not. They didn't take it all, but it's a lot rare to find any good places. People put claims on anything anymore, where you just really have to pay to go on the land, and you're paying as much, if not probably more than what it's even worth to go out and
what you're getting out of it.
Yeah, it's almost like a little fun thing to do.
It's a hobby, right?
Go out and do that with the family members and go do it for a day, and maybe you get like a gram if you're lucky.
Right, and that would be good. I mean, it's not bad.
So we're sitting 52.72 in the NQs for 30 minutes. 52.72.
Yes, we are. Markets are just.
Yes, Costco is selling ounces of gold and like hotcakes now.
I heard
they sell it out as soon as they get it.
They're making a fortune on that,
and it's not they're not making a huge premium on it. They make a few bucks on each of them, but they're selling a shitload of them. Pardon my language.
Volume.
They sell a lot of them, so they're making.
They sold that $1.50 hot dog. Still doing that thing too?
Yeah, they do.
I think so.
Yeah, the CEO of Costco says it will never go any higher. It's always going to be $1.50.
I
saw that over my dead body. Something he said.
Yep.
You can feed a family of 10 for $30.
That's
Two
right.
hot dogs each. There you go.
The end trader, yeah, there are single ticks in today's profile in the S&Ps. In the S&Ps, 58.81 half to 51.85 even. Single TPOs. Nothing in the NASDAQ, however. Just wanted to answer them. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. All right. They're going
back to Costco.
Back to Costco. Looks like they're trying to get down a little bit. Last trade in the NQ, 20,353, now 352s.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not liking the longs here anymore, I think we could easily have a nice pullback. House's account is in a long. My recommendation is going to be flat. but it's not much.
Yeah, we break these 52s.
I think they're getting close to getting stopped out now. 38 is the stop. Oh, another 10 points. Wow.
32's next support. 65 EMA. I mean, I'm not a buyer there. I don't like it. But that's the next support, right around 32.
Right. ES creeping lower, 58.86 half. Dakota says not liking the longs.
Yeah, I'm not liking too much of anything right now.
Yes, very
still stronger than the N. ES is still stronger than the NQs. We still haven't even broken the low trend line yet. I'd be a buyer in ESs on a pullback.
Okay.
It's definitely 77, 73.
77. Well, that's a pretty big pullback.
Yeah, it's 10 points. I mean, 83s might even work for a little trade. But again, we're just bouncing between these levels here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we get a deeper pullback here. We might get to. Will we get to 300? Maybe we could see 320s come into play in the NASDAQ.
300s. All right. Oh, let's keep an eye on the ES as well. Wisconsin's got an NQ trade on right now. All right, last trade in NQ 20,342.
32 is a little support. Let's see what we do down there.
House is now long 3 from 20,359.
59s.
Tell them to add at 32s.
Apparently, our stop is at 338.
38. $32 pullback. And that last trade, 343. I see much liquidity here in the ES.
Sitting on the 30 EMA in the NQs right now, right around 43. So longs you want to hold here, get a little green bar up.
Okay.
Do you think a Costco ounce of gold would be a good Christmas present for my wife?
I don't think you could go wrong with gold.
Yeah, I love that.
But don't say it's from Costco. Yeah, don't say it's from Costco.
We get everything from Costco.
Yeah, gold. Don't mention the location.
We got a whole closet in the house. We call it the Costco closet.
Christmas.
All right, getting a little bounce off the 43s here. Come on for the longs. What's the average, Hoag?
Hang on.
359.
Yes, 359. Andre is on it.
I'm just looking at this, trying to figure out how we're going to trade long 4 now. Long 4. 338.
How do we get long 4 from 338?
Sure, either.
358?
Can't be 38 if it started at 63.
Right.
He knows the guy.
I don't think.
Yeah.
He panned for him.
Wow, I can't believe Costco really sells 1 ounce gold bars.
Yeah. Yep.
What are they selling for, Dakota? I'm curious.
Oh, this says member only price. Oh, I have to. I'm not a member.
All right.
It doesn't give pricing.
You're not a member.
It's the only one in the planet.
We found one.
All right. Get back above 51s is good here. Come on.
S&Ps are holding up better. Hey, you can have it delivered.
You can have it delivered. I see one for
$26.89.
$26.89.
Yeah, and where's it trading?
It touched 27 overnight, so there. That's a arbitrage.
That's a good question. Where is it trading now?
Yeah. All right, house account long for 355. 355 on this house account trade.
Okay, we're finding buyers now coming in. That was a good pullback on the Nasdaq to 342, 343.
Exactly, hit the 30 EMA to the penny.
Nice.
All right.
Average price is 55.
Correct.
38. They got a guy.
Hell of a fill.
That was funny. That was funny.
Nothing on the tilt.
I want those 42 to hold now.
When I buy gold, I like to have it delivered.
I want to try and convince MP to see if we could take a trade in gold or silver and take delivery of it.
You probably can, right? I don't see why you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to either.
They don't put a price on it on the website.
They don't.
They put a price on the vodka.
Kirkland. Kirkland.
Yep.
Goodness. Hey, Dakota.
Yes.
Hey, Dakota told, or I guess you told me, you got a gift from Jack or something like that? That's just been lying around collecting dust, and
I need to go get it and open it. I promised I'll open it on screen. So stay tuned. I have to go get it and then open it up. Jack sent me a gift back in July, and I have not opened it yet.
Back in July.
It was back in July, I think. Maybe even earlier. It's back of the closet, just collecting dust.
I don't know how you do that.
$5.
Someone comes to my house, I open it right away.
Yep, like a kid on
Somebody
Christmas.
Bomb, it would go off.
He probably paid for it using the $5 fees I've been sending him.
What happened to all that money? Where's all that money going?
That's what he's doing.
You know, Andre, I don't know, but he just got a new car, so something's
That's
not right.
true. Yeah, did we help with the down payment on the new?
Maybe I open it on my birthday, the 27th.
That's a Sunday, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Here we go. Let's take a look at Dakota's calendar here.
Sunday night.
Fast markets.
Fast markets, yes. All right, keep an eye on the ES here. 58.86 half last trade.
I'm okay. What's the start? What's that order on this?
What's down at 38.
All right. Well, we're there now.
Yeah,
so.
stop at 38.
Okay.
Now you can get short, Dakota.
I know. Well, I was really thinking we could get down to these 320s.
See if we get a little bounce off 33.
Now we could get long. That's what we mean.
That's what I'm thinking.
Threes.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
33 is a decent place to start. 33s into the 20s.
We have 30 minutes left. 29 minutes left. It is Wednesday. We have news. Do we have news tomorrow? It's a short week.
News tomorrow. Jobless claims, retail sales, Philly Fed, industrial production, business inventories, housing market index, nat gas, and crude oil. Oh, and a couple of talking Feds too.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's a short week, and I thought that it was going to be a quiet week until Thursday, but no, Monday, Tuesday, and today has been anything but quiet.
And
lots of volatility.
Netflix after the close on Thursday, tomorrow.
It's had its moments. Tesla was supposed to be tonight. They changed it to next week.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
You got Ives on with you still there? You got Ives on with you still,
Yeah, he's
David?
going to come on. He'll talk about what's expected. I want to pick his brain anyway. So, yeah, he'll be with us tonight.
Did they say why they moved it?
I didn't hear why.
Books weren't done.
Robot party.
Leaving the books in the oven just a little bit longer. You got
what are you
that,
suggesting?
okay.
What are you suggesting, Dakota?
Nothing on.
They're not quite done yet.
Yeah, wisdom teeth. Probably going to be in a week or two. My appointment's on the 28th at 2:30.
Bit of a pop here, 20,351.
That was the buy down there.
Yeah, couldn't get to the 33s.
I don't really think it's going to do much, but I've been wrong before.
24 minutes left. That stop was the entry.
Yeah.
Oh, house did not get stopped out, I'm told.
Oh, the house did not get stopped out?
Still in.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Oh, is that 37?
37.
Yes.
Oh my. Oh my.
Within a tick.
Very nice.
Well, we were just talking about it. The game of ticks.
What was the low?
37 quarter.
37 and a quarter.
Right?
Wow.
Someone got that joke. Somebody.
Always waving at us.
What, the oven?
No. This one went above everyone's head. My dentist appointment is at 2:30.
Oh, 2:30. Yes, gotcha.
There's a couple people that got that one.
That was cheap.
Let's trade 20,355 in the NQ.
Let's
Get
go.
a bid here. Let's do
The
this.
money right there. 355.
58.89, half in the ES.
So you go from
Now the market knows.
not getting
Dang it,
stopped
we should
out
never said anything.
by a tick to being in the money. Almost.
Mm-hmm.
No, in the money. 51s, right?
One's we'll
We
find
should
out
have never
together here,
mentioned
David.
it.
What's
We
that?
should have just let that house account quietly just go in the background. The Goldman interns thought it stopped us out, and then when they realized it didn't, it's going back for it.
Did they take any off up yet?
Doesn't look like it.
No, it looks like we're still in 4. To me, it's hands off. I'm not seeing anything too attractive here. We're kind of just in the middle. If anything, we are at support, this was resistance, and then the idea would be that this resistance becomes support, which we did bounce off those 37s, and so yeah, maybe bias to the long side because we're at a technical support level.
We're in a 6-handle range here in the S&Ps for the last
Pretty tight.
hour. Yes, Dolby, I said range.
Range.
Home on the range.
Oh, yeah. Hey, just
Glad
update.
you
We will have
range.
that Coach Paul VIP selection process later this week.
Ooh.
Yes, there are only 2 days left in the week. But as we hinted at earlier today in Fast Markets, bringing on a new VIP coach. You believe his name is Dakota.
Andre.
Dakota, are you
Next
excited?
week, Paul is going to be doing it next week, right? Doing 50?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I caved in, everybody. Andre, I'm doing a private group lesson for a very small group, so like 20 traders, and it's just going to be a one-time thing, very special. But then I've contemplated it enough, and I've been deciding, and I came to the conclusion Why not? I think I'm going to be able to dedicate the time to be a group or a VIP coach and do a VIP session for. Well, we'll see. I'm excited. Yeah. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I don't think we have the details yet, right, Andre? But in the coming weeks. So, if you guys want to get on that one, I will say you have to join Slow Markets. Slow Markets, 7:30 p.m. And so I think I'm only going to be doing it during Slow Markets, not during the day show.
Okay. Speaking of Slow Markets, Dakota, who do you have on today? Slow Markets.
Funny story, Andre. I had Nick4ATick on last night, but I started without him and completely forgot, and he was in the chat, and I felt so bad. Always love having Nick4ATick on with me. Just great conversation. And then again tonight, I have Coach Jay, and man, I absolutely love having both of them on. Coach Jay is going to be with me tonight, and yeah, each night during Slow Markets we have. It's always new. It's always fun. It's always exciting. Sometimes the markets go crazy. Some more times than not, it's slow. That's why it's called Slow Markets. But this VIP is going to be special for me, and it's going to be dedicated for primarily the Slow Markets teams. Traders. We have traders around the world, and trade people with jobs that can't trade the New York session. Realize that futures, there's opportunities during the Asian session and overnight. So that's what it's dedicated for.
Sure, check that out. Dakota, you started in the slow market, so like our night trading, and then eventually, we had to twist your arm. Get you trading the daytime, and look at us now, Dakota.
Slow markets is still my bread and butter. Slow markets is still my bread and butter, Andre.
It is.
I would say 80% of my trading is still done in slow markets, and then these Topstep. Whenever I'm on TopstepTV, I'll trade my live account or my XFAs here in front of you guys. But yeah, my bread and butter is still slow markets, where I place trades right before I go to bed, and then I let them run overnight, and they come to a conclusion, stop loss, take profit, or I wake up, it's somewhere in between, or it doesn't even trigger me in, and then I can make that decision. And it's still my bread and butter, Andre. And we have traders around the world. You'd be surprised. I got a message last night from a guy in Germany. It's like, hey, I don't have, I'm not able to watch you live, or the time is off or whatever, but he's still making that commitment because it's there. And we're in futures, and the futures is a beautiful thing, so we can do that. This kid from Utah. Yeah.
Earlier today we did a quick shout out to the chat. Where's everyone watching from? People are watching from all over the globe. Very cool. So yes, make sure to check out Slow Markets. If that's the time that works best for you, what is in there? Saw thousands of people watching in real time. Mr. Slow Markets himself is going to be a VIP coach coming days, weeks. Stay tuned.
Yeah. I don't know if I can.
Very popular.
So I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold up to the standards of Vince or Hoop or Paul or Coach Jay. They're absolutely amazing coaches. But we'll have the funnest.
They're great coaches.
We'll have the funnest. We'll be the party.
Ooh, like that. Hey, checking in from Naperville, Tyler K. We got everything from Naperville to I saw Ethiopia just
Ireland.
now. Costa Rica, pretty cool. Bolivia, yes, very, very cool.
South Africa, France.
Since it's slow markets and it's going to happen at night, everybody has to have a drink in their hand.
Ooh.
That'll be the fun group there.
I'm in.
We got Sydney, we got Seoul, we got Cayman, we got Toronto, Mexico.
Idaho.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, there's people from everywhere.
It's insane, man.
It's slow markets. I'm getting ready for bed. We have traders just waking up too. Like they wake up and they tune in, and I'm like, man, it's so beautiful.
All right, house count's still long from 355. 4 times. Dakota's chuckling over there. I still see the bull in the background. So,
yeah, I'm watching this market just consolidate right here.
It is.
And
it's just stuck.
Is this? Yeah, you know it's Dobie when he puts that chart pattern on the. You know that one's Dobie. I only see him do that.
Dorito. Hey, Saudi Arabia in the house. Hungary in the house. Chile in the house. Very, very cool. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Week. Hey, let's help us get to 125,000 subscribers while we're at it. Please click like. Please click subscribe. We're closing in. We are just a couple hundred away from 125,000 subscribers. You got to be kidding me.
Really already? Wow.
No. Keep this thing going.
It's accelerating, Andre.
It is. Hey.
Just yesterday, we crossed the 100,000 mark.
Remember?
Feels like.
Yeah.
Feels like it. It really does feel like that. Well, is there an argument to close out of a house account trade at scratch? What's your thoughts on this? How or do we? I mean, we thought it was out, so do we?
No, it's a bonus.
Keep it on. I absolutely want to be out of the trade before MOC. Like 6 minutes, I want to be out. Like I absolutely hate holding trades into MOC and into the end of the day. So if we do start to rally and we close out like 3 contracts and leave 1 contract on with a stop loss to break even, sure. But I absolutely hate holding trades into events that are basically unknown for us, right?
They are. I'm wondering if Eddie's there. Do we have Eddie, or he might be in the meeting? But
I think he's there.
Is he? Eddie, you there? He might be in the meeting right now. We'll get those MOC numbers one way or another. Again, MOC in 5 minutes here.
They'll be slow, but I got them.
Our markets are just trading sideways right now. Let's trade 20,344. David Green, real quick, David Green. We're talking about your Yankees up 2-0 in the series. Tonight we got the Mets and Dodgers.
That's it, man. I'm more Yankees than Mets. My wife is all Mets. My wife's the exact opposite of me. I'm Yankees, she's Mets. I'm Rangers, she's Islanders. I'm Giants, she's Jets. The exact opposite.
House divided.
She grew up on Long Island, and I got everything from my father. So we have some nice rivalries when we're watching the games and stuff.
Like that.
I think it's me, guys. I don't think I've ever come on well, I shouldn't say ever. But this month has just been dead since we got on here at 3 o'clock. We're in a 10-point range. It's horrible.
Hoag, I love when the guests come on and they blame themselves for lack of volatility.
Yes.
I love it when they do that.
Yeah. Yep, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
You know, we have the bond market's been closed all day today too, but I don't think that has anything to do with anything. Oh.
Here we go. 20,000, 33833. Got close. Got us there.
Did it grab us now, or is?
Looks like it.
36 half.
It hit 36.50.
Yeah.
We spoke it into existence. The market was perfectly fine and happy. No, we're still in it. Now that stops magically getting lower and lower.
Stand by.
Every time I look, it's within a tick.
Yeah, I guess he's got a guy for the stops as well.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm putting my vote in for closing it wherever we're at.
Before the MOCs?
You got 4 minutes.
$340s trade.
It's a big level at 35.
35s.
Yeah, that's a big level. I don't want to see it.
Haven't moved.
It's a big level.
35.
I vote close it.
Okay.
S&Ps have not moved. They're stuck in the quicksand. Tell them to flatten out, lie on their back.
One pop. Let's go.
God, I get it.
I just love when I look over and I'm like, okay, we are still in it, and then the stop is one tick below again.
Kobe says, "Nice try, MQ."
Oh yeah.
Well, it was 38.25. Then it was 37. Nice try.
Yeah. Now it's 19,400.
Let's go.
Go Hoag. All right, MOC in 2 minutes. Nothing else. Anything on Delta Hoag? It was pretty much nothing when we came in. Anything changed?
Well, we're seeing a lot of positive delta in the S&Ps without being able to move. What was it when we came in here? It was like 1,600. It's up to $5,000 now.
Okay, it was 12. Now it's up to 5. What? Anything in the NQ?
27.4, 2,700. That hasn't moved much.
No, it has not.
I'm looking for some sell icebergs up here. Seeing hints of them, but nothing outstanding. Actually, yeah. About 3,000 and sell icebergs in the current range that we are in, right up in here. About 3,000 sell icebergs. That's that positive delta that's coming in. Remember, a sell iceberg creates positive delta. A buy iceberg creates negative delta.
Right.
Under a minute here on the MOCs.
Hey, Eddie.
Oh, there's Eddie. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, Mr. MOC himself.
Yeah, I went to the company meeting. Lots of great stuff.
Awesome.
Stuff. Yeah.
Can we close half the position here before the MOC? Can we negotiate with half the position?
Long 4.
I'll take 25% at this point. Can we close out 25%? All right, I guess we'll just watch this.
Anything?
No, we'll just watch. We'll watch.
Come on.
Here we go.
Big money, no whammies.
It's cooking.
Stringsies.
All right, we've got some size here in the S&P. 1,091 million buy side. NASDAQ, only 37 million sell side. Dow, 594 million buy side. And the Mag 7, 121 million buy side. And I remember these fluctuate, so I'll be watching. Thank you, Andre.
Thank you, Eddie. All right, just to recap, so about 1.6 billion buy side there.
It's holding.
Get above the 51s. We'll run a little. Come on.
Yeah. Here we go. Can we get it?
S&Ps haven't moved.
Nothing.
This is one of the most calmest MOCs I've seen in a while.
Big number, 2 billion.
Yeah. All right, let's see how the stops managed.
Find this out.
We need to clear some 51s here. Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
For the 51s, last trade 50, 350. Can we clear 51s?
Everyone get out and push.
Blow on it.
You see that?
Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Good job. Now we're getting that stop. Yes. That's what I want to see.
Uh-oh.
Close or tighten it up. It gives me PTSD. Holding into something like that. It does.
That 51 was just couldn't get above it. Come on.
Right. Let's trade 44s. 20,344. Look at the ES 58.87 half. The Dow taking a bit of a peak lower here. 43,331. Tilt.
There it goes.
All right. I'm not rooting against the house account.
Still in,
I'm
or
rooting for.
We're out.
I was rooting for closing it out before MOC. I want the house account to win, of course.
All right, house count flat.
Now the S&Ps look like they're going to move. There it goes. Hold 2 points.
34 was a little support. We break back below that 34. Not good. I left a little order out at 34. Look at that.
You get some?
And now we're bouncing right back up.
I have one MNQ at 34.
David Green's in.
You're in long at 34?
Yeah.
About it.
The accidental trader?
No, I must have had it out before. I like that level.
Nice. We would call that a wishing order.
So those wishing orders hit, Hoag.
Yeah, they do.
It goes down there. And they were hitting all day yesterday.
That was 10 points.
Nice. Well, I mean, that was it. That was one heck of a power hour.
That was exciting.
A lot of nothing.
Woo.
My apologies, guys.
David. What are we going to do next time? Man, oh, man. Marcus just did not.
We got to do more.
Wow. We've moved about 20 points that whole entire hour from top to bottom to top. That was it. Watch, we break 400 now.
This is the move here. But 9 seconds. You see some more injection of liquidity here. We'll see what happens here in 2 seconds. And nada.
I'm starting to get some movement to the long side.
Yeah.
There's
take on all the stops.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. Man.
20 points off the 35s.
David's in.
Well, that was close enough to 400. Closer to 400 than 300.
Wow. What do we got tomorrow, Hoag? You said we got a couple Fed speakers, data, anything? Light week.
Jobless claims, retail sales, Philly Fed, industrial production, business inventories, housing market index, natural gas, petroleum status, Goolsby, mausoleum. No, I don't know about mausoleum, but Goolsby's on the schedule there. But
Goolsby's always on the schedule.
And
no Netflix tomorrow night.
No Tesla.
Right, Netflix tomorrow night.
Netflix, that's right.
Netflix tomorrow night, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the earnings. Okay, I was like, you guys are gonna go watch some Netflix.
We're gonna Netflix and chill.
What does that mean, Hoag?
Right.
What's Netflix and chill mean?
Yeah,
it means you shouldn't watch TV, right?
Yes, Hoag.
I didn't just say something wrong, did I?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he's watch a
There's
movie.
nothing really important that early in the session we have Nestle Blackstone. I love my Blackstone. Netflix is after.
Yeah, more subscribers will they add? Are they going to raise prices? Are they going to crack down on password sharing? What are they going to do next?
It's a great way to end it. Great way to end it. I love being on top.
Picking on Hoag? What do you mean? Not picking on Hoag at all.
What happened?
No. Just being.
Oh. I'm old but naive, I guess.
No.
Yes. Netflix and is where you Get together with your girlfriend and watch Netflix, but not watch Netflix. You're chilling.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well. You didn't.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody didn't know that.
Wait, you knew that? You knew that, David? Okay.
Oh, even I knew that.
They don't let me out much.
That's what Netflix and chill is for. All right, got 2 minutes left here in the session. This is Power Hour. It's been anything but Power Hour. Sideways movement. House account trade.
Well, we still had a little fun, right?
Always, man. Always. This is the best.
Oh man.
90 seconds here.
He puts the VCR on and
VCR. Oh man, we're not that old, are we, Dakota?
The VCR tapes.
Beta Max.
Beta, yeah.
I got the 16 millimeter going to be running this weekend.
Man. Make sure we got tomorrow more fast markets. MP back this week. We got Coach Paul's Profiteers. VIP. Messy Power Hour market. I don't know. I'm messy. It was fun. I think it was fun.
You already say what you were thankful for, Andre?
Well, I was thankful for, actually, what was I thankful for this morning, man? Nick4ATick and Jay. Great combo. Calling out great trades this morning. Very thankful for that, Dakota. What are you thankful for?
I'm always thankful. I mean,
those golf.
I wasn't expecting that one today. Honestly, thankful for God. Thankful for being on this earth and modern medicine. Hopefully, I can find that one out with this wisdom tooth situation. But modern medicine, that's for sure. And the amazing community that we're building here. I mean, we have Coach Jay, we have Nick4ATick, we have Coach Hoop, Vince, Paul, coming up that VIP, and being able to give back to this amazing community that we have here at Topstep, and it's really free, right? And then hopefully I get my VIP together soon. I think that's it.
All right, that's closing bell, man. Power Hour came and went in a blur. Thank you to David Green, Hoag. We got Dakota. As always, thank you guys ever for watching. But right now, I'm going to send it to my main man, Eddie. Eddie, take us out of here. Let's do this.
All right. Since our good friend Hoag did the eco, saved me a little time here. But coming tomorrow, Thursday, join us here about 8 a.m. Central Time. We'll have opening call. We got Anne Marie, Coach Ray for Fast Markets. James N. going to join us for Power Players. We got Ben and Jack for Shoulder Tap. Group coaching with the Hoag, Coach Jay, Deanna Grace for trading with Topstep. Francis Green is going to be joining us also to close out the day with Power Hour. So, my friends, don't forget about at the buzzer with Coach Jay and Coach Paul. Coach Ray at 6 o'clock here in the Discord channel. Coach Vince at 7 in the Discord channel. And then you come back here to YouTube for Coach Dakota's Slow Markets. And be here tomorrow early if you can. Don't miss the opening London's market with Deanna. Deanna's going to start this at 3:30 each and every day here. Not Friday, but Monday through Thursday she does this. So get in early, get yourself ready to go, and we'll have that. But right now, we've got time to go. Okay, go time here. We've had a fun day. We have an educational day. I enjoyed it very much, and looking forward to being back here again tomorrow. But now it's your time. So go relax, go re-energize, get yourself ready for tomorrow. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Until we meet again, I'm Eddie Horn, and this has been Top Step TV. Take care.